Hi, my name is Nosh. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to have a short gunfight between two pairs of gunfighters in the Wild West using the versatile GURPS 4th edition rule set. And we will play it out on the Fantasy Grounds Unity Virtual Tabletop. Welcome to Nosh Solo.
Gosh, really got some nice toys here.
I've decided to use 4 very low character point gunfighters. They are built from 25 character points apiece. According to GURPS 4th edition, that would put them into the bottom end of average people. So these are definitely not heroes by any stretch. But let's see what happens when you throw 4 25-point characters together into a gunfight. Our combat map is a livery stable, and the gunfighters are going to start from either end of the stable itself. So let's take a look at our cast of characters, shall we? Let's start with our antagonist, shall we? We've got Foster Barfly McClintock, who is a ne'er-do-well. His nickname Barfly says it all. He's in the saloons a lot, drinks a lot, and gets in trouble a lot. And in this case, when he believed somebody had cheated him at cards, he decided to pull out his pistol and shoot the guy down. And of course, not to be outdone by his good buddy, Slackjaw McGraw decided to pull his pistol and just shoot the guy next to the guy that Barfly shot. And so these two outlaws are on the run. Outlaws are on the run from the law. And it's not really the law who's now cornering them off in this livery stable. It's 2 bounty hunters. One is Bucktooth Jim. Now look at that face. That's a face that I think not even his mother could love. Bucktooth's needs a good dentist and a complete makeover, and needs to really stop spending time in the sun. But he is a bounty hunter, and he's rough, and he's ready to go. And he's there with his good pal and far better looking pal, Deadeye Dan. Look at this guy. He could probably kill you just by giving you that cool stare. So that's his companion. These 2 bounty hunters. We're going to square off against the antagonists, the outlaws, in the livery stable. All right. Let's take a look at what these desperados and what the heroes have on them for weaponry. We begin with Slackjaw McGraw, who's got a Sharps model 1874 50-90 rifle. He also has, he's very old school here, he's got a Colt model 1851 Navy, 36 cap and ball, if I'm not mistaken. It's got 12 rounds of pistol ammunition and 8 rounds of rifle ammunition. And of course, they all have, I'm not going to repeat this, but they all got, ordinary clothes, boots, holsters, and knives. All right, so that's Slackjaw. What about Barfly? Well, he's got, he must have taken this off of an English gambler he shot sometime. He's got a Webley Mark 6 in 455 caliber. So he's got 12 rounds ammo. Now, what about the bounty hunters? Let's look at Deadeye Dan. Deadeye Dan, he's got a Smith & Wesson No. 3 Russian. So that's what he's packing, and he's got 12 rounds of 44. And then look at Bucktooth Jim. What's he got? Well, Bucktooth Jim has got a Colt Peacemaker, but he's also carrying a Spencer rifle. I almost think he will tip the balance in this fight, but let's see. These guys aren't exactly great shots. They are only built on 25 points apiece. All right, well, let's take a look at the combat map. So here is the livery stable smithy, and you can see that there are horses in it. There's a water trough up here, some hay bales or straw bales, and then down here you've got the smithy proper. And there's entrances down at either end of the livery stable. So I'm going to drop our combatants on here. We'll put the bounty hunters at this end. Okay. And I'm just going to move him over here. Yeah, put him right there. Okay. And on the other end, we're going to put our outlaws. I'm going to have to rotate them around, though. Oh, I see that I've made these all... They're all faction friendly. Let's just turn these guys into hostiles. There we go. I'm going to have to rotate them around so that they're facing the barn door. There we go. There we go. All right, and I think we're good to go. I think these barn doors are already open. Are they not? I'm not so sure. I think they are already open. Yeah, it looks to me like they are. I think I've done away with line of sight and everything, so you can all see the actual stable and basically the full combat map. But I am going to put our combat marker up here to Bucktooth Jim, who is our first combatant. Let's get that right. There we go. And I'm going to expand the map here so that it takes up the entire screen in the background, just for a better view of what's going on here. Okay, so Bucktooth is up first, and Bucktooth has a move of 4. He's lightly encumbered, so he's going to go, as in GURPS, the movement forward is always 1 point of movement for each hex forward, and it costs 2 points of movement to move into a side hex. So Bucktooth's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and he's going to move himself over into this hex here. Our next fighter is Deadeye Dan. Deadeye Dan has a move of 5. He's unencumbered. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to try and get into this stable as far and as fast as he can. Let's turn to the outlaws. Foster Barfly McClintock. He has a move of 5. He's unencumbered. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then Slackjaw, who has, I think these guys are all matched in movement. Yep. He's lightly encumbered. He's got a move of 4. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. That's the first second of combat. Up to Bucktooth Jim. Bucktooth Jim. He knows he's not all that good with a rifle. His abilities with a rifle are skill of 11. He's going to want to close distance to at least get a better shot on these guys. He's got a move of 4. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm just going to say he squeaks by that post there. Deadeye Dan, we know, has a move of 5. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he's going to start to maybe take potential cover from the wall ahead. Now, they're running, basically, in GURPS combat. They're not walking at this point. Walking, they'd be much slower on the combat map. So they're just kind of running into this barn. Foster has got a move of 5. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to try and get over to the edge of the stable wall here. And that leaves Slackjaw McGraw, who is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And he's going to try and maybe take some cover over by the stable wall himself. It's the end of the second of combat. Okay. Top of the round. This is the beginning of the third second of combat. Bucktooth Jim is going to advance. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got this post between him and Slackjaw at the end of this wall. I guess it's not really a post. So they can kind of see each other, but not really all that much. Deadeye Dan. I think he is going to run straight for the wall as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he's going to basically nestle himself up against that wall. And because he used most of his, or over half his movement points, his move of 5 getting to the wall, he can only change his facing by 1 hex side. So he is going to he's gonna, if I can rotate him correctly, he's gonna rotate kind of in that general direction. Okay, Barfly McClintock. Well, he's gonna just keep moving forward. 1, 2, and he wants to kind of get up against that wall too, almost a mirror image of Deadeye Dan. So he's gonna go 1, 2, and change a face or a hex side. 3, like so, and kind of squiggle up here. 4, so he's got coverage by that wall. And Slackjaw McGraw, he's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. And because he used all his movement points, he can only rotate 1 hex side. And he does that. That's the end of the 3rd second of combat. We go back to Bucktooth Jim. Well, Bucktooth's gotta make a decision now. He is going to move across because clearly he cannot necessarily get these guys behind this wall. So he's going to make side steps, and those cost him 2 movement points per side hex. Here he goes. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's as far as he can go. Deadeye Dan. Deadeye Dan is going to take aim on Barfly. So I'm going to use Fantasy Grounds to click and target Barfly. There we go. They're about 3 yards apart, which is a -1 to his attack. I said he's aiming, and that's what he's doing. I'm going to drop the aim effect onto his space in the combat tracker, and that's going to tell me how many seconds he's aimed for. Foster Barfly McClintock. Well, he also is going to aim. Yeah, these guys have been enough gunfights to know that if you don't take a moment to aim and be a little cool, you're probably not going to hit anything. And so he's going to aim at Deadeye Dan. Now that's interesting. It says he's even further away from Deadeye Dan. All right. Well, not going to worry about that right now. I'll drop an aim token or aim indicator there for Barfly as well. Okay. Slackjaw, he's going to go 1, 2. Well, sorry, it's kind of a sidestep. 1, 2, and he's going to kind of kneel down behind this bale. So we'll say he's kneeling. Up to Bucktooth Jim. So Bucktooth is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and he'll turn 1 facing side at the end of his move. Deadeye Dan has been aiming for 1 turn now, and Oh, I see why it's saying it's 1 yard to this guy, because it's right to the edge of his reach. I'm just going to pull McClintock a little bit closer there into this hex so it's a little more equal for them. So -1 for both of them. They're equidistant to each other. I think I'm right with using that word. Okay, so Deadeye Dan is going to shoot Barfly. So Deadeye has an accuracy of +2. So he's aimed for 1 turn, he gets his act bonus. The range is -1. So I'm going to drop a -1 into the modifier box down here. Then I'm going to click on the accuracy. And that gives us a +1 for the attack. He's got a level 13 with his Smith & Wesson. I'm going to pick up the attack dice, drop it right on Barfly, and he hits. He needed a 9 and it succeeded by 5. Now in GURPS, the only defense against gunfire really is dodging. And so Barfly does get to dodge. Now this doesn't mean he's dodging bullets. It's just the game mechanics way of saying you get to have a defense roll against even bullets. Let's see if Barfly dodges this. Now I could have him do a dodge and retreat, but there's kind of like a bail behind him, and I think Barfly is just going to kind of like duck as the pistol's raised up at him. His dodge is 8. Let's see if he dodges. Oh, he failed by 8. Okay, so Deadeye Dan, his 44 bullet does 2d piercing plus. That means that any damage that goes through damage resistance is multiplied by 1.5, and these guys don't have any damage resistance. Again, I pick up the damage die, drop it right on Foster. And Foster takes 9 points of damage. And half of 9, well, that'd be like 4. So that's 13 points of damage on Barfly. 13 points of damage. Now that takes him to -3 hit points. And he's taken to 0 health points, or he's at 0 hit points for the mechanic of initiating a half move and dodge, because he's less than a third of his original hit points. So the first thing that he's got to do is he's got to make a health roll or fall down and be stunned and drop his gun. And he is stunned and falls down and drops his gun. On his next turn, he's going to have to roll to remain conscious, but also try to break his stun. So Foster, Barfly, McClintock raised his pistol and watched as Deadeye Dan leveled his pistol at him and popped off a shot and caught him in the chest. So we're going to put the stun effect onto Barfly. There we go. And he's prone, and he's dropped his gun. Okay. All right, Foster, Barfly, you can't do anything. You're stunned, and next turn you're going to roll to stay conscious, and maybe try to roll to break your stun if you remain conscious. Slackjaw McGraw. Well, he just saw his buddy go down. Slackjaw he's kneeling, so Slackjaw is going to aim at Bucktooth Jim, because he can see Bucktooth Jim quite easily. Now, I could have said that these guys had like a further -2 because they're hiding behind the edge of this wall here, but I'm going to say Barfly actually was kind of not hiding like behind the wall by Deadeye Dan's perspective. And so maybe I should have had like Deadeye Dan standing like there. Anyway, I wasn't saying that he's half exposed, so I could have added another negative for that, but he did hit by 5, so even if I had done that, he still would have hit. Okay, so Slackjaw is kneeling and is taking aim at Bucktooth Jim. There we go. All right, that's the end of round 5. We begin the 6th round of combat. So Bucktooth Jim is going to take an aim at Slackjaw. So I can target that. There we go. And I'm going to add an aim to Bucktooth Jim. And I guess I should have put an aim on Slackjaw the last turn. My bad. Okay. I'm going to, I think I can go in and mess with that aim to go. He's already got one turn of aiming. There we go. Okay, so we go to Deadeye Dan. And Deadeye Dan is no longer targeting Foster Barfly McClintock, and so we're going to take that off. And Deadeye, he is going to, I think he's going to advance on Slackjaw. He's going to be bold. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, and like turn his pistol at Slackjaw. Now, in GURPS, a move and attack while using a pistol, if I'm not mistaken, means that you're going to have a minus to your attack based on the bulk modifier of your pistol. So it's -2 or the weapon's bulk, whichever's worse. Well, in Deadeye Dan's case, the bulk is -2, so that will go against his attack on Slackjaw. So it is a move and attack. It's a legal maneuver. He's moved. He's going to attack. It's probably going to end this combat right now. But he gets no accuracy bonus because he wasn't aiming. So the range modifier is 0 because he's right there. And so he's got a -2 for his bulk modifier. Let's see if he hits... but wait a second. Slackjaw is kneeling behind a bale. I'm going to give him a -2 for the cover he's got. So let's put that down to -4. So this drops his skill level for Deadeye Dan from 13 down -4. Let's see if he hits him. Oh, he missed. He failed by 1. All right. So the bullet zips over, say, Slackjaw's shoulder and buries itself into the wood behind him. Barfly, is he conscious? Let's make a health roll. Oh, he's very much conscious. Let's see if he stays stunned. And he is very much remains stunned, so he can do nothing. Can't help his buddy out as he lies there on the floor bleeding, gasping for air. Slackjaw McGraw, well, what should he do? He aimed at Bucktooth Jim. He didn't have to make a defense roll to dodge a bullet. Should he try to shoot Bucktooth Jim? Or should he level his gun at Deadeye Dan? Decisions. Slackjaw has his rifle, Sharps, model 1874, with a bulk of -6. His skill is 10. Nah, he's not going to try and rotate that gun to shoot Deadeye Dan. That would be disastrous. He's going to fire at Bucktooth Jim. At least he can take one of them out, or so he thinks. So let's see what happens. The range is -2, all right, and he's got a +4 for accuracy because he had aimed for at least 1 second. So let's go -2 for accuracy, or sorry, for range. +2 for accuracy gives him a +2 to attack. He needs a 12. Let's see if he hits Bucktooth Jim. And he missed. Oh, the bullet goes wide, lands into this wooden stable wall. Well, Slackjaw, it was nice knowing you, buddy. So we're going to take that aim off, and we're going to go to the top of the 7th second. And Bucktooth has been aiming for 1 turn. The range is -2. So I'm going to pop that in. -2 for the range. I'm going to go -2 because he's kind of kneeling behind this this bale. So I'll give him a -4 for range and for cover. But the accuracy bonus is +4, which gives I gotta go up to Bucktooth with his rifle, his Spencer. So he's got a +3 accuracy. So that's gonna take it down to, I think, a -2 for range, -2 for cover. Let's do that again. -2 for range, -2 for cover, plus accuracy. He's down to -1. He needs a 10 or less to hit Slackjaw McGraw. Here we go. And he hits a maximum 1 hit, made the roll by 3. So because Slackjaw is kneeling, that's going to impact his defense roll. That'll be a modifier for that. He'll be at -2 to his defense roll. I'm going to put that down in the modifier box, -2. He's going to try to dodge. He's got a dodge of 7. He does it! No, he didn't. He failed by 1. He needed a 7, and he rolled he needed a 5. He rolled a 6. Oh, I thought he'd actually done it there. So he fails to dodge, which means that Bucktooth Jim sends this massive 56 bullet into his chest, doing 3d +2 piercing plus. And look at that. Bucktooth Jim did 14 points of damage on Slackjaw McGraw. 14, and then of course, because it's piercing plus, does 1.5 times. So that's 22 points of damage right away, taking Slackjaw down to -10, immediately cutting his move and dodge in half. He's got to make a health roll to stay standing, and he critically fails that. So he slumps back against the wall of this stable here, and he is stunned, drops the rifle on top of the hay bale that he was hiding behind or kneeling behind, and we are into round 7 with, continuing round 7, with Deadeye Dan. Deadeye Dan is going to basically step over Slackjaw and going to point his pistol at him and say, "Give yourself up, McGraw." And McGraw will look up at him. Actually, I should check for Foster Barfly McClintock if he stays conscious. Yeah, he's still staying conscious. Does he break his stun? Oh, he breaks his stun. So, Foster Barfly reaches for his pistol. That's what he's going to do. He's going to reach for his pistol. Slackjaw McGraw has to make a roll to stay conscious. And he critically failed, so he is stunned. Right, yes, I didn't make a note of that by dragging the effect. But let's see if he stays conscious. And he doesn't. He critically failed that. So he just looks up at the pistol that's being pointed at him, and he just passes out. All right. So, next turn, Bucktooth Jim. So Bucktooth Jim, let's see if he, let's roll his perception to see if he noticed, let's see if he noticed Barfly grabbing his pistol. I'm going to give him a -3 to notice this because Barfly was lying backwards, kind of like between the wall and that bale. And let's see if Bucktooth notices this. He didn't. So he still thinks that Barfly is like down, but he's going to advance all the same. But now he's walking. He's not going to need no needs to run. He doesn't think there's a need to run here. So let's just say he's going to walk. So he's just going to take a step. Maybe, yeah, just a step. He's not running. I'm gonna erase that aim that he had. Okay, so he's just leisurely walking forward now. Got the rifle up just to see if anybody's going to make a move. And Deadeye Dan, does he notice Barfly picking up his pistol? I'm going to give him a -3 because he was focused on Slackjaw. Let's see what happens with Deadeye Dan here. Perception roll. He fails too. Oh, all right. Now Barfly had broken his stun, and he is now trying to aim. So just picture it. There's a bullet in his chest. He's grabbed the pistol. Now he's going to try and haul it over to point it at Deadeye Dan. He's got to make another health check to stay conscious because he's acting here. He's doing stuff. And he fails. And so as he grunts and brings the pistol around, he passes out and the pistol falls to the floor again. And Deadeye Dan spins around and is prepared to shoot him. But at this point, the desperados are down. Anyway, folks, that is a gunfight using the GURPS rule set with some very or bottom sort of average, low-end average characters of 25 hit or 25 character points apiece. I hope you've enjoyed this very much. Thank you for watching.